Hello friends, it is Saturday, the last days of the news, and I wanted to check in with you. It is late. I'm not gonna go to bed yet because I'm not done, but I think I'm gonna put this down now. I'm going to cheat a little bit and say that this one is complete. Not that I've read out of it, but that I have completed the challenge. It did say read a book, but I know that some people read just a story from an anthology, where they read a story from that or something like that. So why does a short story collection like this not work? I have read at least 4 of the longer stories, and I read 5 of the shorter stories called The Voice Within. So I consider myself having completed this challenge. I don't care. Right now, I don't care. I have some other books that I need to catch up on. So I'm gonna spend the remainder of the evening trying to catch up on that. I have been reading so much of this today. I am on page 184. I was on 39 when I started today. So I feel like I have accomplished a lot, and I've also listened to quite a lot of the audio of Nice Dragons Finish Last, because I realized I had to read that in order to actually get an O outstanding in it's like the acceptable it's like the acceptable in one of the challenges. And if I don't read that, I don't get credit for any of the others, and that's why I also read with the Witcher book, because it's the same problem. I forgot my earphones out in the car, so I'm gonna get them. And also, there's 90s. We love the 90s festival thing going on in our city today, so if you can hear something, it's probably that. Kid. Alright, it's ready to talk. You can probably not see me. So you can probably not see me at all or anything, but can you hear this? I don't know what they're playing right now. I think it's a DJ. I've heard so much weird stuff this evening, but some of it is definitely 90s, some of it is definitely the 2000s, so I don't know what's going on there. You know, you have memories for the specific songs, and you're like, yeah, that was when I was like 16, and that was definitely after the 2000s had happened. So but other things is like, yeah, that's the Aqua wave. That's definitely the 90s. I got my earphones. I'm gonna listen to that now, and don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do something because I'm tired and I need to not fall asleep. So, hi friends, it is 11:30 and I've stopped. I still have 3 more books to finish in order to finish all of my notes. And I just checked to see if whatever I had was enough to get me anything. And it's not. No matter what other profession I looked at, I had they had like charms or something, and I have not had charms as one of my subjects for this. So this sucks. So now I can't be anything. I feel like a failure in every way. I know I read 13 books for this. 14 books. I still have the 90s party going on. Still super bitter that I didn't get around to finishing it all. I was close to finishing relatively close to finishing all of them. So yeah, August is just from the future, not a good reading month for me because of stressful work situations. It's not gonna happen. Just saying, that's not gonna happen in the future. Because this past week I spent the majority of the days working late. So this is a little annoying. I'm really frustrated. And I know I shouldn't because it's just a readathon and I should just forget about it, but it annoys me so much. Last year I read 20 books for the Newts in August. No, I read 22 books in August last year. Usually August is one of my better months of the year. But I mean, I know I also didn't have any graphic novels or anything on my list except one. And that definitely also made it a more difficult task to do. It still annoys me. And the reason is that I have like a select few graphic things at the ready here because I only have few things I can get from the library. I don't have the best stock of library books that fits this, and I couldn't do it with graphic novels and make it easier for me. So I had to find novels, and maybe if I didn't have to focus on reading today as much as I did, I would have finished all of the audios. Yeah, I'm frustrated as you can tell, and just have to let it go now and not think about it. I did finish a short kids novel, which made me finish complete my exceeded expectation in astronomy. It was the book where I had to read a book with a moon or on the cover or anywhere in the title, and I read Isadora Moon Goes to School. I listened to that one, a Danish edition, but it was also called Isadora Moon, and it was really cute. It was like kid's story. It was only 20 minutes long in total, I think. Yeah. I think it was 40 minutes long, but I listened to it in double speed, so it's 20 minutes. And it follows this little girl who is half a vampire and half a fae. She wants to go to school, but she doesn't know which school to go to. Her mother wants her to go to fae school because she's fae, and her father wants her to go to vampire school because he's a vampire. And so she goes to both schools and tries them out, but finds out that she's not really good at any of the things. Like, she's not good at being a vampire, she's not good at being a fae, because she's not neither. She's like a mixture. And then she starts talking to some other kids that are her age, and they're just regular human. And she decides that she wants to go to normal school with them. And her parents decides finally that that's okay. So like, that's the story, and it was really cute, and I enjoyed it, and it was really fast, so that also helped me. So yeah, I decided to go with that, and I'm definitely going to try and listen to the other books that are available in this series, because those were cute. So what I ended up finishing for my Newts is that I missed the book The Acceptable in Ancient Runes, of where I had to read a book that was recommended to me. I'm halfway through Nice Dragons Finish Last, and that was the one I was going to go with it. So that means that the two books that I read for Exceeded Expectation and Outstanding doesn't count in this, because I had to read like an A book in order to complete it. It has to all be read, so if you have an O book only, you can't get an Outstanding because you haven't read the other two books. So I got zilch in that one, even though I read two of the books. And then I got an O in arithmancy. I got an O in herbology. I got nothing in potions because I only read the book for the Exceeded Expectations. Unless you count The Last Wish by Andrzej Sapkowski, which I haven't marked as read. I mean, I can't really, I couldn't justify it when it came down to it, and since I was failing anyway, I could just as well throw it out the window, whatever, don't care. But I only Majesty exceeded expectation, which was The 5 O'Clock Tales by Enid Blyton. Then I got an O in Transfiguration, which was great. And I got an E in Astronomy. So I did complete 4 of the subjects completely. And then I had 2 of the subjects I didn't complete. Yeah. Anyway, this was my update. I'll talk to you tomorrow. This is my update. Bye. Hello friends, it is Sunday. It's the beginning of a new month and I'm on my way out for a walk because I feel like it before it starts raining later today. I want to go for a bit of a walk and get some fresh air and listen to an audio. I'm going to be listening to Heather the Totality, so I'm starting on my September TBR straight off, but that's because I got notified that the Grown Ups by Gillian Flynn is ready for lend out, and I have to finish the other one in 48 hours. I don't know when that came. I just saw it this morning when I was looking at Anne-Maria McLemore's book and how many chapters there were. So I'm going to listen to this. It's only an hour, 2 hours long in total, an hour long for me. So I'm going to listen to this as I'm going for a walk. I think I might actually finish it on my walk, but it depends on how long of a walk I'm going to take. And then I'm going to go back and listen to Nice Dragons Finish Last afterwards, so I can listen to that while I do stuff here at home. Or maybe I should go for Suspicious Minds, because that is technically the one that I've wanted to listen to at home, and Nice Dragons Finish Last has been my work car audio. So I don't know which one of those I'm going to be picking. I haven't read anything this morning actually. I have listened to very little of Nice Dragons Finish Last as I was filling this out. So, and I didn't start it from the beginning. This is my progress September tracker. I haven't done these in a while, but I have been doing them before. For some reason I forgot. Sometimes I forget to color them out, but it's just like I color out the progress when I finish stuff. So I thought I want to go back and do that. So that's why I've colored one line almost completely. That is Vision in Silver, and that's the chapters that I've already read before. So yeah. But that's what I've been doing. And I've had breakfast and then I've watched some YouTube videos and I've actually slept in a little bit today. So yeah, I will get back to reading later. I know that. But right now I'm just going to go for a walk and then I'm going to do my dishes and then I'm going to get lunch and then I'll read something. So that is my plan and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hello friends, it is Monday and I wanted to check in with an update. It is 11 p.m. so I'm on my way to bed. I've listened to quite a bit of Nice Dragons Finish Last, but I haven't finished it. It just seems like I get nowhere with it, even though I feel like I listen to it all the time. It's good though. I'm enjoying it, but it's longer than I thought it would be. I think I have an hour and a half left, possibly, but I'm not actually sure. So, and that's mostly all of the things that I've listened to today. And I haven't read any physical pages. So yeah, tomorrow will be the day when I try and get some reading in. I think actual reading. Yeah, so this was a very short update, but I just wanted to mention that this is what I've read today, and hopefully I'll have read more tomorrow. Bye. Hello, it is Tuesday and I wanted to check in with an update. I just came back from my sister's. I've just been during the evening. It's 8:45, so it's not like it's super late, but it's still up there. I finished Nice Dragons Finish last today and I enjoyed it. What is my final verdict? I think I'm on a 4 or 5 stars. It's a good start to a series and I'm intrigued and I would like to see what's gonna happen in the future. I don't know if you can tell, if it's something you can hear, but I have today been feeling a little bit poorly. I woke up this morning with symptoms of a new cold that was coming along, but it seems like it's not as bad as it has been before, so it might just be because I'm finally relaxing after a couple of busy weeks, and then my body reacts like this. I don't know. But I went to my sister after work because I wasn't supposed to go, but it's because she was actually at a job interview where I work because one of my colleagues resigned on Friday, and so my boss actually wrote me and asked me if my sister might be interested in working with them, and I was like, I don't know. My sister is also an accountant. Well, my sister is an accountant and it's an accountant for company I'm working for. So I said I will ask her, and she was like, I could just as well hear what they had to say, because there's some things that from her current job that she's not really agreeing with, and some things that she's really happy with. So it all depended on what they could offer. Yeah. So I told her that, so today she went and heard about it, and she's definitely intrigued, and she doesn't know if you want to take it or not. She's a little bit on a conflict because she's happy with the colleagues and her current job, and she doesn't really know how to say it, but she has decided she has to ask them if they can offer some similar terms at their firm, otherwise she'll have to take the offer at my job. So we'll see how it ends up going. I mean, at the point that this goes up, I feel like things have been talked about. So I was happy to hear about how that went, and that it might be that we'll end up working together, which is fun. But then my mom and dad told me something that made me really, really sad. I can't say it here because I don't know. My mom wasn't supposed to tell us right now, so I'm gonna wait until I'm allowed to tell people, because I don't know who's watching this, and I don't want anyone to hear it that wasn't supposed to. I mean, the chances of it going to someone it's not supposed to is not big, but I don't want anyone thinking that I have told someone about something. But it made me really, really sad, and I am still really sad about it. So when I came home and saw this, I was a little bit happy. So I will open this now and see what it is. I think I know what it is, but I'm gonna open it. And I just want to clarify, no one's dying, so it's not like that, but it's just still something that makes me really sad. The book that I got was How to Train Your Dragon Part 2, which is How to Be a Pirate, by Cressida Cowell. And I wanted to continue with this series, and it's filled with fun little doodles. So I'm looking forward to continuing with this. So I'm happy about that one. And I think I almost received all of them. I have one more book on the go. I thought it were actually gonna get here at the same time, but I must be wrong. So I don't know when the last and final book will get here, but I suspect it's probably sometime this week, but we'll have to see. But yeah, finished the book today and made a little bit of progress in Suspicious Minds. And I don't know what I'm gonna start on tomorrow. Let's see. I'm probably gonna start Forbidden Falls just to get started on my September TBR. That's the plan. I forgot if I've talked to you about it, but I finished Heather the Totality on Sunday, I actually just listened to it as I was walking on my walk for an hour, and I really didn't like it. Like, I gave it 1 star, and I never give books 1 star almost. It's because I don't recommend this to anyone. It was really, really that bad. I don't know what happened there, but it's like I know he's famous for Mad Men. He's like the director on it, or a screenwriter, or something like that. But this book, or novelette or novella, there wasn't any dialogue. It was just like explaining what was going. Like, it was a synopsis of a movie or something. It was really weird, and there was nothing happening. I really didn't like it. The language was terrible. The writing was terrible. There was nothing good about it. So it deserves the very low rating, I'll say, and don't go and look for it because it's not worth it. So yeah, that's the only September thing I've read so far. I am going to try tomorrow to get started on Forbidden Falls and finish Suspicious Minds, and then I want to get started on Grown Ups as well, because I have it down, and then I can finish that and not worry about having too many loans out at the same time when Alana, the First Adventure, comes out later in the month. I am a little bit tired. I'm going to be watching a couple of YouTube videos now before I go to bed. Hopefully I'll be able to sleep tonight. My mom told me she hadn't been sleeping on Sunday when she got the news, and like, it sounds terrible, but it's just a bit of a shock, I guess, and something we are not happy with as well. So it's two things at once, but it's not anyone dying. So just sometime maybe I'll tell you about it soon. Anyway, bye. Hello. Excited about news about peace talks, because I mean, I haven't been caught up as long as someone else. I'm happy I postponed it, but in July he says peace talks is complete. The final chapter is now in the beta's sinister clutches, and soon it'll be off to his editor and on to publication. We should have a release date very soon. Excitement overload. I'm so happy. But when? When is the question? Is there news about that? It is Wednesday, and yesterday I already talked to you about Dice Dragons Finish last, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Today I started on Forbidden Falls by Robin Carr. I haven't listened very much today. It was not my favorite thing. So yeah, I'm not loving that one so far, but I'm only 45-ish minutes into it. I've listened to about 15 minutes of Suspicious Minds. So that is my reading of the day. I am going to attempt reading something now. We'll see. I have just not been feeling like picking up a book these past couple of days. There's been a lot of things going on, and yesterday, I was not in a good mood. I've slept very bad last night. It's better today, but I'm still not happy with things, but I'm trying to just not think too much about it, and so I'm watching YouTube videos and stuff like that. I watched the last episode of Timeless. They apparently did 2 extra episodes around Christmas last year, and it was sort of wrapping up the whole show, for now at least, because the ABC cancelled after season 2, and somehow they were renewed to make like a final couple of episodes to wrap up the series, and at least I'm happy they ended up being able to wrap it up, and so in that way I'm happy. Today I uploaded my library haul, which is just a short little video if you're curious about what I've checked out recently. But yeah, I'm also in the mood to try and see if I should get back on that, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna wait until the weekend to do that, unless it strikes my mood now or tonight or tomorrow. I might do it, because right now I feel like I need to read what I feel like reading. This is my update for now. Hopefully when I talk to you again, I'll have more read. I have read more reading updates. Right now is not one of the good ones. But yeah, at least I have a positive update on a series that I love, so I can't wait to when this is going to be published, when I'm going to get an audio of it this as soon as it gets here, and I can't wait to listen to James Masters again. I could just listen to Briefcases, you know. And I'm going to do that soon, especially if the next book comes out like beginning of next year or something. I'm gonna want to have finished Briefcases when that comes around. Yeah, and I've also thought about recently, if like it's late next year, it could be fun to do a reread of the whole series. But I don't know if I can do that because it's like 15 books and I have so many other commitments, so we'll see. I don't reread very often because I feel like I want to read all the new things, but I on the other hand, I would like to start reading my books that I have come to love over the past couple of years, and also see if some of the books that I loved like 5 years ago is still books that I would love today. Because my reading tastes have definitely changed a little bit, but how much have they changed, and do the books that I used to read hold up more? But I think that's going to be maybe a project for next year. I don't know, right? This year is not going to be the year that I do that, so it's gonna have to wait. I've wanted to reread Harry Potter for the longest time as well. I did start a reread of it a couple of years ago and got to around book 4. And sort of in my mind, I want to continue with book 5, but on the other hand, I would also just like to reread the other books. So I don't know if I should reread the whole thing. And I haven't read the illustrated editions that I've gotten because I wanted to finish my reread of the books with 5, 6, and 7, and then go back and reread with the illustrations. But on the other hand, I don't have to wait around for the 3rd or 4th book to be released in the illustrations, because so far the 3rd one has already come out and the 4th one is expected to come out this year or next year. I'm not sure, but that's gonna be gigantic compared to the other ones. I figure. Enough about me rambling. Actually, the other day I got a question about this one. I wonder if it's like really dusty or if there's like spiders coming crawling out of it. Ooh, scary. This is long time ago. Long story short, this one is called Solvej. Solvej is a character from a commercial. It was a commercial about the Danish tracks, like train tracks, and the train lines that is the main train line in Denmark. Like it's called DSB, Danish Danske Statsbaner, which is Danish state tracks, train tracks, I guess. A couple of years ago, like 10, 20 years, I don't know how long ago, they started this TV commercial series thing with this other doll thing called Hi. In English it would be Harry, but in Danish that name is pronounced Hi. And Hi was used to cars. He always drove the car and was very adamant to continue driving the car, 2 jobs and all of that, and always getting late and always having problems with the car and stuff like that. And then we have this human called Benson, if I remember correctly. And he taking the trains always on time, which is ironic considering how terrible DSB is with their time schedule, but that's a whole nother story. But he was always talking about how pedaling made life easier. He could do a lot of stuff as he was on the train, and he was never late. He never got into the struggles of being in a queue for like 2 to 3 hours or like be delayed with a queue because someone got caught in a traffic jam or something. And so Harry, like one day, I guess, if I remember correctly, decides he wants to, he's going to go with the train together with Benson. And in the store of this train station, there's like a little in-store a kiosk thing where you can buy some treats for the train drive. And the sales clerk thing is Solveig, and he got completely besotted with her and in love with her and stuff like that. Anyway, back at Christmas many years ago, me and my family and my old neighbor's family, we usually had this Christmas tradition dinner thing, and one of the traditions in Danish Christmas parties thing is a gift thing where you like have dice and you roll dice to try and get sixes, and every time you get a six you can take a package from the middle of the table, and everyone has brought packages. Generally tends to be like very small packages of like 10 to 20 kroners or something like that, and you have maybe something like 20 to 50 kroners like max, and some have more than one, some have only. It depends a lot on the rules with the different families or people you do it with. In our family, we used to have to be 2 to 3 presents each in a variety we thought were okay. We could have gag gifts, funny gifts, good gifts, and stuff like that. And so we always like fought over the same presents, and I won this one in one of those presents. And my sister was so jealous of me, like really jealous. She wanted it for herself, but I said, I want it fair and square. And she was like, but then you have to promise me to always take care of her and always save a good spot for her in your houses and apartments. And since I've been living here, she's always been sitting in this windowsill. So when my sister sometimes visits, she can see that I still take care of her. She still has a pristine spot in my apartment, and she's never forgotten. So that is the story about that. A little longer than I expected to be, but it was a fun story and a fun memory. And when my sister is here, she usually tends to make sure that she's okay. So it's a fun little tradition we have. So that's a story about that. And yeah, now I don't think my update needs to be longer because I've been talking for 20 minutes. So bye. Hello, friends. It is Thursday. I just wanted to check in with an update of my reading for the day. It's 11, so I'm on the way to bed. I finished watching a football match. Denmark won 6-0 against Gibraltar. I guess, like, fine. I mean, it wasn't the most challenging opponent ever. So, I read something in Crimson Eyes today. I read a chapter, so not a whole lot, but I made progress, and that is the most important right now. I read a chapter of Crimson Eyes, so I'm on chapter 14. Things are getting a little bit crazy right now. Like, things are definitely happening, and I'm 65% into it. And what else? I have listened to Forbidden Falls today as well. I've about a little over a third of the way through it. And then I've listened to about an hour of Suspicious Minds, so I have about an hour and 15 minutes left. I am very much enjoying it. It's really intense, and yeah, things are definitely coming around. You're seeing things from 2 to 3 perspectives, I'd say. Also the villains, and yeah, I can't say much about it without spoiling it. What's going on in the TV show, as I've said before, so I don't want to spoil anything. But those are the 3 things I read from today, and that's fine. And yesterday evening, I actually managed to read a couple of chapters of one of my library books. Barnaby Grimes is the name. I'll just find it one moment. This one. So I actually stopped in the middle of a chapter. I read 26 pages before I went to sleep last night, so that's also good. And yeah, I am gonna go leave you now. And talk to you tomorrow with a final update. So bye. Yeah, because it's Friday, so bye. Hey friends, just a very short update as I'm on my way to bed. It is Friday. It's the end of this week's vlog. Don't know when it's gonna come up. But I have to shut off the lights. Oh, darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. I am so tired. I have I'm just tired. So I'm on my way to bed, and I haven't finished anything today, so don't have anything extra to add. I've hardly been reading anything today. It was a slow day at work. Otherwise, I have read a couple of pages of Crimson Eyes, but that was it. So yeah, that's what I read today, and so it was a bit of a slow day, but I have finished a few things this past week. So I guess that's good, and I plan on finishing the remaining books that I'm working on over the weekend. At least the Audio of Suspicious Mind, and possibly Crimson Eyes. I think I could also finish tomorrow. And otherwise, I don't know. I am going to try and start on my September TBR books as well, because I have a couple of things that I need to read. This was my update. I'll talk to you soon in another video. Let me know how your reading went this week, and yeah, bye.